So I have a Windstar 38-foot motorhome by Newmar. And her name's Ula, because, boy, she got a big ass. And I've been looking all over YouTube, and I've been trying to find these videos or some kind of instructions of how to fix the notorious auto park. And everything I've been looking at, all these guys are replacing all these relays and climbing up underneath and replacing all this stuff. And I did some research on mine. Mine was the little switch that goes on the steering column cog. And it can only be reached by mutant fairies employed by Newmar, from what I can tell. It's above the steering box, and it's walled in by a steel inner fender, and it's way up inside this void that can't be reached from either the driver's compartment or the engine compartment. And they notoriously go out. I've seen lots of posts and videos about people trying to replace this damn switch. And so I started doing a little bit of research, and I found out that this switch is a low voltage switch that runs a relay on the auto park assembly down by the motor. And I looked up there with the flashlight, you can almost see it, and there's just 2 wires going to it. And I thought, I'm going to check into that. I couldn't even get up to it to unplug the harness from the switch. It's way, way up inside. Anybody who's tried to fix theirs, that thing's a nightmare to get to. So I looked at the wire where it came down off the steering column as it passed through the void, and it went through a hole in the firewall. I opened up the hood of the Dutch Star Newmar Dutch Star, whatever, you know what I mean. Big ass motorhome. And I found the plug. It's a small 2-prong blue shielded plug, and it goes right up inside the main wiring harness. Great big wiring harness where all the wires go up into it. You'll see there's just a blue one, and if you look, it goes right down and right through the firewall about halfway down, behind your battery. I disconnected those wires. I spliced in 2 wires to the side going up into the harness, and I ran it inside, and I put a toggle switch, a simple on-off switch from AutoZone, which I spent $6 on, and I put it in the dashboard. Now when I flip my switch, my auto park turns off. It's epic. I never have to mess with those notoriously bad switches again. It's low voltage, so a small toggle switch can handle it fine. I got a 20 amp switch just to be safe, but it doesn't even throw a spark. And I didn't interrupt any of the main circuit, just from the switch. And so the light on the dashboard still works, all the indicators still work, everything inside the auto park system works. So you still get the red light on the dash saying, "Stupid, stop driving, your auto park's on." Yes, you do have to remember when you put it in drive, shut off the switch. But when it won't move, I think you probably get the idea. I was having trouble with mine coming home last year from a camping trip just before winter, turning on the freeway while I was doing 65. That was awesome. That was awesome. Whole motorhome started slowing down and shuddering. I'm like, oh my God. And I had to hold the gear shifter in just the right position. My thought was it's just out of adjustment. Well, when I got into it this spring, I decided I'm going to go ahead and readjust that switch and everything. 1, I couldn't get to it. And 2, it no longer worked. Didn't matter what position the gear shifter was in. I was in auto park. The motor didn't even flutter. So I decided I was going to take that son of a bitch out of the loop, because I've seen a lot of posts and a lot of websites where people are going, "Oh, my auto park is driving me crazy." This works like a charm. I've tested the hell out of it. Getting ready to go to Bowling Green for the tractor pulls here in a couple months. So had to get the motorhome working. Auto park, you can power through it to move the motorhome forward, but in reverse, you're stuck. She won't move. If it will, you need to adjust your auto park. I am planning on doing a video on how to adjust your auto park, by the way. So if you need me, if you have any questions or anything like that, by all means, feel free to give me a yell. I've been all through this 454 gas puller Newmar Windstar motorhome. Everything from the plumbing, the electrical, the suspension, the exhaust, the auto park. I did my own brakes on it. That was pretty cool. You have any questions or you're having any problems with your motorhome, I'll be happy to give you some advice. If I don't know what I'm talking about, I'll tell you in advance. But I'm getting pretty darn good at it. I've been a mechanic most of my life. So doing this stuff, that's why I look like this right now. I just climbed out from underneath a Jeep. And yeah, leave some comments. Tell me what you think. And if you have any questions, I'll be happy to answer them for you. Take it easy, tubers.